Hey there, nerds and nerdettes. It's Rick here. And first of all, let me just apologize for missing last week's episode. It was kind of a chaotic, crazy week, but I'm back now, and I promise you I won't leave you again. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nerd Life, where we discuss toys, comic books, video games, movies, you name it. This is episode 3, and in today's episode, I'm going to be doing a mini review of Jeff Johns and Gary Frank's Batman Earth 1, Volume 2, and I'll also be doing a review of the DC Collectibles New Adventures of Batman Creeper action figure. Creeper, which is coincidentally my high school nickname. But before we get to that, it's news time. In video game news. On Tuesday, the newest chapter in Ubisoft's long-running Assassin's Creed franchise was announced, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, along with a 9-minute-long gameplay trailer. The game takes place in 1868 London and will be the first in the series where you'll be able to choose between playing both a man or a woman, the sibling pair of Jacob and Evie Fry. The game is due for release in October of this year, and, well, it looks like an Assassin's Creed game. I love the series, but I'm honestly getting a little bit of Assassin's Creed fatigue. I still haven't even finished Unity. Maybe not every year, guys? Please? Speaking of Ubisoft, The Division has once again been delayed, this time until 2016, with the company citing that a 2015 release was just being optimistic. They showed it at E3 2013 for a 2014 release, just to put it in perspective. It was also released that there is a still as of yet unannounced AAA title that will be debuting at E3. But according to some random Ubisoft employee's LinkedIn profile, we can probably anticipate it being Watch Dogs 2. In Nerd TV news, CBS's Supergirl show has been given the green light and will be airing Monday nights opposite Gotham. A 6-minute long trailer has been released, and I've got to admit, it looks pretty awesome. Unfortunately, I do have a friend that works at CBS who has seen the show and has told me not to get my hopes up, but I'm ever the eternal optimist, so we'll see. But do you know what looks even more awesome? The trailer for Legends of Tomorrow, the Flash Arrow spinoff, was released last week. Tiny Atom! Vandal Savage! I get a real Doctor Who vibe from the show. Is it me, or is it just because Rory's in it? In Nerd Toy news, DC Collectibles Arkham Knight Series 2 has been revealed and looks to be an incredible follow-up series to the very first wave. This lineup consists of Catwoman, Robin, Nightwing, and, finally, a Commissioner Gordon. Each figure comes with multiple hands and weapons and is due out in November. Unfortunately, if you were looking forward to some more Batman animated figures, you might have to wait just a little bit longer. Originally announced for earlier dates this summer, there have been a few shifts in lineups and release dates. Wave 3, originally meant for this month, including Ivy, Harley, and Robin, is now due out in September. Wave 4, including Batman, Batgirl, Riddler, and Penguin, originally due out in July, are all now due out in October. The Roxy Rocket box set is due out in August, and this one pains me. Killer Croc with Baby Doll, also due this month, is now due out in December. Oh well. I'd rather have them done right than not at all. And come on. It's not like I'm not going to want them a couple months later. Such is life, but I will love them all the same. No word on what this does to Wave 5 or the Batmobile, but I'm sure we'll find that out, plus some more waves in a month and a half's time at San Diego Comic-Con. And lastly in DCC news, these two flew under the radar, but it looks like we're getting a re-release of sorts in both the award-winning Mad Love story, getting a 2-pack of figures with Joker and Harley, as well as this Justice League Dark Swamp Thing, sans antlers and wings. And speaking of DC, NECA has hinted on Twitter that they will be doing quarter-scale figures for the upcoming Batman v Superman, as well as are currently working on a quarter-scale Bale Batman figure, which is rumored to be in the Batman Begins suit. Again, San Diego Comic-Con is less than 2 months away, and Mezco is already rolling out their exclusives. On deck thus far are Ice Clone Sub-Zero, a Saul Goodman with a different paint job and an office diorama, a 12-inch Heisenberg, and just announced a Batman Dark Knight Returns 112 set. Yes, you heard me right, a set, including a beat-up Batman, a mutant leader, and a huge 10-inch Gotham Junkyard base. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. No word on what accessories are included, but we do know of one, which is the exploding knockout foam. And you can definitely look for a review of that here when it's released. And in more personal news, I would like to wish a belated but very happy 40th birthday to my friend Pierre, as well as a 35th birthday to my sister Catherine. I love you, kiddo. And they both had it on the same day. How weird is that?
Facial expression review time. Facial expression review time. Facial expression review time. Facial review time. That was a mini review, yeah. Facial expression review, yeah. Bet you weren't expecting that, yeah. Mini facial review, yeah.
Alright, now it's time for a real review, this time of the DC Collectibles Creeper action figure from their Batman animated line. And this figure is based on his appearance in the new Batman Adventures. And right off the bat, let's just cover the fact that DC Collectibles has gone above and beyond with this figure in terms of correcting the first wave's mistakes. This plastic is durable, and I have absolutely zero fear of this figure snapping on me. You can also bet that there are no more clear joints finally, and gone are those very noticeable hip pegs, of which, by the way, DCC has stated that they will go back and correct on earlier waves, which will come out later this year. So while there isn't much to the paint in regards to details due to him being in that animated look, what is here is crisp, clean, and vibrant. Try as I might, I really see no bleeding of the paints into one another, and I love the fact that they use matte paints to avoid the shiny glossiness that a lot of figures today use, like, say, Hasbro. So amongst the blacks and the grays of most of the other figures, he really stands out and pops off of your shelf. The likeness is fantastic, and looks like he just jumped off the screen. If anything, the head might be a touch too big, but it's not glaringly noticeable. Just a minor nitpick. The sculpt is the animated creeper brought to plastic. There are no obvious plastic seams or anything like that, it's just a well put together product from top to bottom. And surprisingly, despite being somewhat top heavy with the red boa fur deal here, he stands just fine on his own. And if you have any of the other figures, nothing is new here in the articulation department, which is something I'm kind of conflicted with. At first, I was looking for the figures to be more in tune with the DC of old, limited in articulation, but incredible in the sculpts and the paints. But I also love figures that you can pose and play around with. But seeing as how I keep my stuff, especially with this line, in fairly neutral poses to begin with, pretty much what you see on the stands, that's what I go for. I didn't find the articulation necessary, but however, after seeing where they're going with the line, vehicles, I get it, so I appreciate it. And so long as it doesn't break up the aesthetic of the character, I'm all for it. And thus far, they seem to be doing that pretty well, pretty successful in accomplishing that. Now, as far as accessories, he comes with probably my favorite yet, with the pull stick that he uses to fight bad guys off with, a rat, and a 1960s Batman mask, all of which are very nicely done. And of course, he comes with the aforementioned stand, but I don't use these anyway, as I feel they take up too much space, and he stands just fine on his own. I definitely give this figure 5 stars out of 5 stars, but to be honest, when it comes to this line, you'll be hard-pressed to hear me say a negative word about it. And what I do say will be minor nitpicks, if anything. This is a nostalgia dream come true for me, and this is a fantastic indicator that, regardless of how small the appearance, DC Collectibles is not going to be afraid to put it out there. It shows that nothing and no one is off the table. So, bring on the Condiment King. No? Just me on that one? Alrighty. Anyway, while it's great that we got this guy early, as he wasn't due out for a couple of months, this will probably be our last animated figure for a little bit. But you know what? That's okay. We're guaranteed to have figures that are as well done as this guy here, and it gives us some extra time to save up. So we certainly have a ton to look forward to by the time fall and winter roll around. This guy, again, gets 5 stars out of 5 stars. Hope you enjoyed. All right, gang, that does it for me, but I will be back next week, I promise, with a review of the Mezco Toys Saul Goodman action figure, just got released, and I just kind of want to get you guys' opinion on something. If you could leave some comments below in regards to this. There's a new app out on Twitter that actually links up to your Twitter account, which mine is Blanca1212 at Blanca1212, that it actually links up to your Twitter account, and it's called Meerkat. And what it does is you can live stream. So basically, I can do live stream toy reviews, or my idea is I was maybe thinking about doing a live streaming toy hunt. You know, going around to Toys R Us, Walmart, Target, those kind of places, and doing live stream toy hunts. And you guys can kind of come along with me and tell me if I should buy something or if I shouldn't. Just let me know if that's something that you might be interested in watching. Again, my Twitter handle is Blanca1212. And you can also check me out on Instagram at RickEubanks1212. Notice the theme, 1212. All right, guys, that's it for me. See you next week. Saul Goodman, Mezco Toys. Peace.